Hey everyone, I'm Alex Honnold, and today I'm going undercover on the internet. It's actually me. Would anybody not believe it? Like, why wouldn't it be me? Twitter. Watching Alex Honnold free solo climber on first ascent, amazing. But how does he get down? Absolutely entrancing, capitalized, and enthralling. People frequently ask, how do you get down? And the answer is it depends. Generally, I walk down. Sometimes I down climb, sometimes I rappel. I mean, I have solo things where I carry the rope and then rappel back down. But for the most part, most things that you free solo are big cliffs and you can hike off the backside. So you just climb up and then scramble on down the back. Depends on the cliff. It's actually me, Kimberly, with a couple little hearts, wonders, since hashtag Alex Honnold is an amazing solo climber and @Jared Leto has been climbing with him. Is Jay solo climbing or sticking with the ropes? That's a fair question, actually. Actually, Jared's been coming up to Yosemite the last couple weeks and he has been climbing with ropes. I don't want to say he's a conservative climber, but I mean, he's careful with his body, which makes sense because he's not trying to be an extreme climber, he's like an A-list Hollywood celebrity. He's not trying to kill himself rock climbing. I've actually probably spent more time soloing with Jared than climbing with a rope, maybe. I don't know, basically you guys should ask him. I don't want to give away his secrets, Boom. Wikipedia. Though honestly, the van is kind of nice. I like having everything within arm's reach. Sometimes you get put up in a really classy hotel room and it's really big and you have to walk quite a ways to the bathroom and you're like, man, I wish I had my pee bottle. Who wants to walk all the way to the bathroom in the middle of the night when you could just lean over, grab your bottle, and go? I probably did say this. Certainly the sentiment is true enough. I feel like I could have said it a little more eloquently. It is kind of a pet peeve when you get put in really nice hotel rooms and it's really far between, when you're used to living in a van, you want everything within a 6-foot radius. It doesn't make any sense to go bumbling in the dark trying to find the bathroom. Boom. Quora. I don't know what Quora is, but it seems important. What is it like to climb El Capitan? That's a broad question. I mean, in a general sense, it's really cool, but it totally depends how you're doing it, because sometimes it takes 5 days, sometimes it takes 2 hours, it depends what you're doing. So sometimes it's an incredible amount of work, sometimes it's a joyous morning and you're down by brunch. Depends how you're doing it. Posted. How would Alex Honnold perform on American Ninja Warrior? I think the short answer is poorly. I'm not a very good ninja, but the longer answer is that American Ninja Warrior is all dynamic, plyometric-y type, bouncy, explosive strength. That's like the opposite of what I normally do. And so I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. A lot of my friends are involved with that, but it's not my jam. Which feat is technically more impressive / difficult? Alex Honnold's free solo or Tommy Caldwell's scale of the Dawn Wall? Tommy's climb of the Dawn Wall is much more difficult. It's rated more difficult. It took him much more effort. Everything about it is harder. He spent 19 days on a wall to successfully climb this very, very difficult route. It's arguably the hardest big wall in the world. That said, the free solo is sort of this unquantifiable, it's not that technically difficult, but nobody's done it for a reason because it's really kind of scary and it's dangerous. In some ways, they represent the two opposite ends of the spectrum. But from the phrasing of this question, Tommy's climb of the Dawn Wall is much harder. How big are Alex Honnold's hands? They're this big. I mean, they're not crazy. I mean, they're not like an NBA player's, but I think they're pretty big. How does Alex Honnold control his anxiety when climbing? It's weird talking about myself in the third person, but how do you control anxiety? I think the main reason that I stay comfortable while climbing is through preparation, through training, through practice. I mean, whatever you want to call it, but basically I spend enough time climbing that I feel very comfortable doing it. The key for me has been to take small steps outside of my comfort zone so that eventually I feel comfortable in situations that I wouldn't have before. So it's not so much a matter of getting into a situation where I feel really scared and then trying to control the fear. It's a matter of slowly broadening to the point that I just don't feel that scared doing things that used to be scary. Could a good argument be made for Alex Honnold to be the greatest sports person in history? I would strongly disagree with that, but that's not really my argument to make. I'm pretty much bad at every other sport, and I wound up being a climber because I'm bad at everything else. So I would argue that there are many other athletes who are much more well-rounded and much better sports people. But, who knows? Are there any other climbers that have the technical skill and physical strength to accomplish Alex Honnold's free solo climb of El Capitan, but for whatever reason haven't tried? If so, who are they? This is an interesting question because there are a bunch of other climbers that have the physical strength and technical skill to free solo El Cap. I mean, there are probably fewer than 10 people in the world who have climbed El Cap with ropes but haven't fallen off, haven't used the rope for assistance. They've never weighted the rope. So technically, any of those people could have climbed it without a rope if they wanted to. And then of them, none of them are soloists, none of them are interested in free soloing, so there's no real likelihood that any of them are going to free solo El Cap. I think that at this moment, there's nobody seriously considering a potential free solo of El Cap. But, certainly in the next 20 years, somebody will, no question, but time will tell. How do I, or should I, start free soloing? That's a question you have to sort out for yourself. I think that if you have to ask how to start free soloing, you need to just go climb, just climb the gym, go climb. I mean, yeah, basically it's not for me to say. It should be internal. It should be your own motivation. You should be called to it. You should be interested. I mean, whatever. Will Alex Honnold be in the 2020 Summer Olympics? So I think I will be at the Olympics in Tokyo as a commentator for the Olympic channel, I think. But no, I will not be competing in the Olympics. I'm much too old. I'm much too weak. The people that are going to win the Olympics are all sort of late teens, maybe early 20s. A couple of the world champion women right now are, 15 to 19 type range. It's kind of like elite gymnastics where people are young, and I'm not that young and not that strong. Is Alex Honnold going to stop climbing? That is a hard no. Even if I eventually get older and lose the passion for the hard, for pushing myself hard or for the free soloing, I mean, I'll always climb my life. I mean, I love climbing. I love going outdoors. I love scrambling in the mountains. I'll always be a climber, but, I might not be pushing myself as an extreme climbing my whole life. Thanks for all the questions. That's it for me today. Enjoy.